everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Not only is it Friday today, but it is solstice as well. 6:50 this morning. No, there's going to be no dancing naked under the moon for me. It's too bloody cold down under there at the moment. Okay, absolute pleasure to have you along. Love your questions and entertainment only. After my reading on the unillustrious Doug Ford the other day, I have been asked by several of my viewers to have a look at Danielle Smith, the Alberta Premier. Oh, here comes the puppy dog. That's Spot. Okay, Danielle Smith, 53 years of age. She is the leader of the United Conservative Party, a party that was founded in 2017 between two other parties, a right and a far right party. They merged to be able to increase their power. However, in the 2023 election, their majority was reduced. They still hold the majority, 48 out of 87 seats. So Danielle Smith became the leader of the United Conservative Party back in 2022. So just the year prior to that last election, where they fell a little bit backwards, still in power, but with a decreasing majority. Now, Danielle Smith, she was a former lobbyist for the Alberta Enterprise Group, the Alberta government lobbyist, the Alberta Enterprise Group, from what I understand, was a very, very heavy on oil and gas consultancy, and so lobbying for that. Her father was an oil field consultant. She lived in government subsidised housing, yet she's very anti social security and government subsidising, etc. Very pro oil and gas, anti-emissions cap that was put on in Canada at a federal level, anti-renewable. However, Alberta is becoming the renewable capital of North America in many ways, because private industry, you've always got to follow private industry. Private industry believe it's the way of the future, and that is what they are investing in. So now, at the end of the day, it's very similar in Australia. There's a lot of outcry about our coal-fired power stations, electricity producing station, the big coal-burning ones, slated to close down over the next, 5 years or so. That's because they're not owned by the government. They're owned by private industry who are pivoting towards renewables, investing heavily, the electricity companies, in renewables, and they see that it's economically not viable to keep the big coal guzzling ones open. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. The future of Danielle Smith. Now, I didn't actually look to see when the next election. I suspect the next election is not till 2026, but just showing me the energies of Danielle Smith, and we'll have a look at Alberta just as an overall. Now, very similar to Doug Ford, gutting education and healthcare, etc., trying to force towards privatisation, which, as we know from our own experience in Australia, all that does is line the pockets. It doesn't increase competition. But let's have a look at Danielle Smith, the energies of Danielle Smith as the leader of the far right United Conservative Party. What do we need to know? Danielle Smith. Okay. Come on down. Let's have a look. Entertainment only. Okay, the Chariot. Right. Slow moving progress forward, but it's steamrolling progress forward with the two stone horses here. Can also mean chaos. But let's see. Thank you. Love it when my boys come in. If you hear them, let me know. I'm just really getting the image that this is Danielle Smith sitting on her carriage, all high and mighty, with her two stone sphinxes, not moving forward, is what I'm getting out of that. She's sitting up there thinking she's all that and the rest, but they're just frozen. They're frozen in time. They are not moving forward. So it's her not progressing forward. Challenged by possibly a male legislator who's coming forward with a new plan, a new vision, a new message that is inspirational. So if you know who that might be, leader of the opposition perhaps, or even someone within her own party that is of a more moderate bent and can see the writing on the wall that if the private industry is investing heavily in renewables, not oil and gas, except for those that are already in oil and gas, perhaps it's time to change direction. So if you know who that might be, let me know. Okay. Because what they're stewing in at the moment is the voter. The voters, disappointment by the voters perhaps, or just simply the voters looking closely in the past. Movement forward for, I'm just going to say, mercenary actions. Basically paid for play type thing, jobs for the boys. Yeah, mercenary actions moving forward, but it's in the past. Crowning the energy, crowning this over the here and now is the devil energy. Those that are addicted to the money, to the greed, to the you don't need me to explain that. That's the energy over at the moment. So we've got the voter here, that is stewing, but the overarching in regards to Danielle Smith is this energy. I mean, he's a very seductive looking devil, don't get me wrong, very enticing. And the devil is very much about come this way, don't change anything, all will be right. Don't progress, don't advance, don't improve, just do the same old, with the false illusion, very much a false illusion. Danielle Smith going forward, we've got the shapeshifter here pulling the rabbit out of the hat. So do not be surprised apparently she's moderated her rhetoric significantly so that she could win the last election. Do not be surprised if she changes again. The shapeshifter trying to pull the rabbit out of the hat, because externally, what she's wanting to achieve is being stopped. The world is changing and they are looking at things a different point of view. Money's been shaken out and exposing those that financially have profited through contracts and agreements internally. Ooh, okay. Do not be surprised if some news came out about money for mates type situation, contracts and agreements that do not serve the people, that serve those that she hobnobs with. Okay, hopes and fears, reaping what you sow. The basket is empty. There is a whole lot of potential here, but she, as the leader of the United Conservative Party, is not reaping any of it. So we've got dark money behind the scenes as the outcome, but there is a money trail that will be followed and a whistleblower coming forth. Fine judgment time for her. Why am I not surprised? Unexpected, hitting her out of left field. Volatile information being brought forward, explosive information about money. Why am I not surprised? Yeah, Um, be careful what you wish for, the smug merchant, the oligarchs, resulting in infighting. Now, is she an elected leader, as in the voters elected her directly, or is she like the Australian system where she is merely the leader of the party and can be removed at any time because we've got the infighting, being restricted, and then downfall for her. Woo-wee! In the face of a harsh truth, new boundaries being set up, and then we have this emotionally mature negotiator, moderate type energy, may even be tax office, Canadian tax office. Would not be surprised because here we have Russia, Saudi, whatever, money changing hands and ending for her. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Is there a money trail where she too was on the take from foreign influence money? Do not be surprised. I just shake my head. Just shake my head in regards to this. Okay, so show me Alberta. So things are not looking good for Danielle Smith. Show me Alberta itself. Show me Alberta. I'm just moving the energy, the province, you call them provinces over there, we call them states here. Alberta. Show me the future of Alberta politically. Politically. Show me the future. I'm using my Gilded Tarot Royale. Yeah, again, things aren't looking good for Danielle Smith. Show me the future of Alberta. Now, a lot of you are saying, oh, there's a lot of extreme on both sides in the state, struggling to find common ground. However, we are having a rebalancing coming. Where actions will have consequences. And I love the sun in the beginning in the foreground here, which reminds me of renewable energy. Yes, I spent some time on social media discussing discussing with the usual pearl clutching fainting couch naysayers about renewables. Because our government is proposing putting some offshore wind farms in. And of course, there's it'll ruin the view of the horizon. It's like they're 30 kilometres out to see if you can see a skinny little stick 30 kilometres out to sea. Good on you. Put your Superman suit on with your X-ray vision. That sort of, I just shake my head. And then, of course, when you downplay that, poo-poo that, they then start about the whales migrating up the coast. Well, they're 30 kilometres out. The whales migrate on average 5 kilometres out. Oh, what about the shipping? Well, if the shipping can't dodge windmills that are 2 kilometres apart, perhaps the captains need to put their rum back in the cabinet. Oh, goodness me. It's just an ongoing. But anyhow, I'll put my little soapbox box back in the corner. And I suspect in Alberta you're getting the same sort of thing. And it's not until the change actually happens that they tend to wake up to themselves. So let's have a look. Show me. They tend to wake up to what is possible. I keep saying to the people that I argue with, look, I'll see you in 5 years and we'll see who's on the right side of history. But let's have a look. Alberta going forward. Show me Alberta, the Alberta politics going forward. Alberta politics. You only had your elections last year, so I suspect, what is it, a 4-year, so you won't be up until 2027. Let's have a look. 26, 27, something along those lines. Show me Alberta itself going forward. Okay, what we've got here, right. It is time for the lies to be exposed. and the pillars of wisdom to come into play. It's basically just the lies being brought to the surface, exposed for the untruths that they are, and 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 progression forward. It's basically time, and we've got this is being challenged by the articulate orator. So it's about the disinformation cell is the challenge to the way forward is the articulate orator, spins a good yarn. Yeah, it is only a page though. Loss, disappointment, heartbreak. This is the energy that Alberta's stewing in at the moment. I think this is just really a feeling of loss and betrayal. What have we done in regards to voting in the United Conservative Party? Very much like who did I read on yesterday? Ontario, feeling exactly the same. It's like, really, why did we do this? This is the energy, the emotional energy. In the past, Alberta, powerhouse, a strength, a state of just huge strengths because it was a leader, but it was a compassionate leader in Canada. But this is in the past. What is happening is Alberta, what I'm feeling, what I'm being told, is Alberta is fast falling behind because of this conservative, tied to the fossil fuel industry attitude. So the strength of Alberta is flagging, if I can say that. That now, those Danielle Smith has been on Twitter. I had a look at a couple of her Twitter tweets, extolling how Alberta was the powerhouse of Canada, and it was the state that basically kept the country afloat and all those sorts of things. But I feel that that's in the past. It's one of those, if you don't move forward if you don't hop on the train and move forward, you'll get left behind at the station. And this is her crowning this reading in this position of power with these two statues, golden coal, I'm going to say, or golden oil. I don't know if you've got gold in Alberta, but I'm feeling golden oil, but they are not moving forward. They are carved from rock. They are not flexible. They are just stuck. A harsh truth is coming for Alberta that cannot be denied. Externally, the wounded warrior surrendering the message. So I think this message of Alberta being the powerhouse, the leader, all the rest of it, we're going to find that message is they're going to have to surrender that position because they were in the past. Internally, there's an element of the people who are living in the past and want to return to the past, but the rest of the world has moved on. Okay, here's the voter in the hopes and fears. Let's see what this outcome is. Yes, stringing up those that have profited and shaking out the money. The ship, the plan coming to fruition, but is the ship coming in or going out? Perhaps a plan, messaging about bringing the ship into harbour, and the Queen of Pentacles, she's about practicality, financial support, etc., and new beginning. Is there a female from the opposition party who is bringing forward a new powerful message, because we've then got a new start? A new start. Okay. I'm just feeling there's a harsh reality here to be faced about who profited from the stance that the United Conservative Party took. That the strength of Alberta, all that was powerful about Alberta, is finding itself in the past. And there is this real disappointment amongst the voters because the messaging about what went on in the past is just not going to hold water any longer. Okay. I don't know what state in Canada would step up and overtake, but I'm just getting the vibe that the rhetoric that of the of what of Alberta's past power is just not gonna hold because it's going to be overtaken due to its insistence on living in the fossil fuel mess. Okay. What else do we need to know? Come on down. Collective awakening. Yep, not surprised. The collective awakening now. Interesting enough, as I was arguing with all those pearl clutchers, they they were they were just saying, oh, wind, it's not the solution, and wind isn't the solution. It's wind, solar, hydrothermal. I don't know if you've got thermal in Alberta, but storage is the big issue. But we've got this collective awakening here, challenged by the burden of the message that has been carted for so long. It's becoming untenable and it's at an ending. So this messaging's at an ending. Foundation, the energy stewing in is the contracts and agreements, I suspect, between the government and the fossil industry. And it is based in a past of this past aggressive energy. We're in a new time of compassion and community, of the rise of the feminine. Okay. Founding the reading, Alberta is at a crossroads point where it has to decide which path it wants to take forward. Continue into the same old down the thicket, or cross through. So the thicket down here, just continue on the same old devil energy, come this way, don't change anything, pass into the darkness, or this new path of strength. Okay, we've got here, it is up to the people of Alberta to manifest this themselves. A lot of anxiety externally, the voters, internally, a lot of anxiety from the voters here. Full illumination, love the sun as well. Full illumination, joy, this feminine energy is coming forth, hasn't revealed anything as of yet. They are taking the high ground to defend, and here we have a love it, justice and a return to balance, a return to moderation, actions having consequences. Okay, so all is not lost for Alberta. Just think there's going to be a bit of a wake-up call here. Yes, I agree that I'm just getting the feels that, yes, in the past, Alberta was the powerhouse. But I think they're going to find themselves not. I feel that it's going to be quite a rough awakening, that if they don't get on the train, they're going to get left behind. But all is not lost. It is in your hands. Okay, love to you all. Take care.